Viewers like you make this program possible. Support your local PBS station.
I think that when most people think about greens in the South, they think about collards stewed with ham hocks. But I grew up in a house where we ate something called salad. Now, it's not salad lettuce at all. Salad refers to like a mixture of greens, often turnip, mustard greens, henpeck greens. My mom would fill the sink overflowing with greens and then agitate them, and she'd do this like 3 times. Now that's an appropriate amount of seasoning meat. My mom would put them in the pot and they would boil away with that sausage. And to tell if the greens were ready, Mom would scoop out a little bit of the pot liquor and drink it from a teacup. She said it was a cure-all. Do you all use sausage when you cook greens ever?
Yeah, I do.
I do. And the pot liquor is wonderful.
Need some cornbread peppers in there.
I know. The feeling that cooking greens created in the kitchen, all the humidity and the sharp smell, and how happy a big pot of greens made my mom. And that's one of my most profound food memories. I'm Vivian, and I'm a chef. The food I cook tells the story of Southern food as I know it. But that story is more complex than I thought.
I don't know where I'm going, but I'm on my way. Lord, if you love me, keep me, I pray.
So I set out to find the dishes that bind and define us. Along the way, I saw that when we eat together, we share more than a meal. The American South is my classroom, and the dishes we share will be my roadmap. My New Year's resolution this year was actually to do more social media. This week, I am shooting this tip on how to wash greens. There's a way to wash it and a way not to wash it, and that's the point of my tip. Did you get that? The point of my tip? Yeah, okay. So, when you're cooking greens like this cabbage, it's important for them to include the darker, tougher leaves in the pot as well, because they provide bitterness to the core's sweetness. And so that's why often when cultures have a particular way of cooking greens, it's not just about one flavor of green, it's about building like the perfect pot of greens with bitter and sweet notes. I started doing these tips because I thought it would be an easy way to tell stories on social media, but so I spend a lot of time with food on the floor and my iPhone. They don't look so good. You can wash greens in the sink, which is my preferred method. All it takes is just a few granules of sand to ruin an eating experience. Madison, can I get you to be my production assistant here? Make sure you get these dark outer leaves, both the purple dark and the green dark, because that's kind of one of the points of the tip. What kind of greens does your mom cook?
I don't think she really cooks any greens, honestly. Maybe spinach.
In this part of the South, we cook our greens for a long time till they're really soft. I mean, you know, I crave pizza or French fries, but I also occasionally crave greens, and it feels like my body's actually requiring the nutrients that greens offer. Our tastes are different. Some of us stew turnip salad, cabbage, and collard greens for a long, long time. Under the will of extended heat, these greens grow soft and spoonable and produce an elixir we take great pains to sop or scoop up with the cornbread of our kitchens. But many of us pursue more pushback from our greens. We coat kale and rabe with oil, fleck them with garlic, ginger, or chilies, and cook them quickly. We want to taste the bite and the bitterness greens like arugula and bok choy offer up. Whatever our preference, greens represent good, both for our bodies and our souls. Southerners are known to love greens that have been cooked a long time. But there is a community of Southerners who are an exception to this rule. The Lumbee Indians, the largest Native American tribe east of the Mississippi, cook their greens, and their cornbread actually, their own unique way. So I am headed to the Lumbee Homecoming. It's a festival that goes on for a period of days here in Pembroke, North Carolina. And they are famous for this collard sandwich. I've heard about it for years. My friend Melinda, who is a professor at UNC and a Lumbee Indian, is going to be my guide this weekend. All right. Sporty. Hey.
Hey,
How are you?
good. Happy Lumbee homecoming.
Thank you. Most Lumbees live in this area around the Lumber River.
Well, the Lumber River is kind of a corridor to the Lumbee community. This was impenetrable territory. I mean, the swamps were so large. In the aftermath of European settlement, between warfare, disease, survivors turned into refugees, and they were looking for a place to hide where they could be safe, and the Lumber River was that safe place to be to nurture our community. There are about 55,000 enrolled tribal members. Lumbee Homecoming is an annual necessity because if we're not here in Robeson County where 40% of the population is Lumbee, you're living where less than 1% of the population is Native, and there might not be another Lumbee within 100 miles of you.
It looks like there's a lot of collard sandwiches.
There's plenty of vendors. We can take a little tour.
So y'all are the godfathers of the collard sandwich.
Yes, ma'am. And you want to speak from start to finish?
If possible, yes.
That'll work.
Woo, look at that, cornbread.
We're talking about real cornbread, pure cornbread, the real deal stuff.
That is awesome. Look how thin it is.
This is our oldest son, Graylin.
How y'all doing?
So you've been doing this your whole life, I guess, every year.
I've been here the whole time.
No choice.
Here they're frying the collards.
It's like ribbons. So how do you do your collards? I've never seen any collards cut like that.
We used to do it with hand, all of it. Because when we first started out, we'd cut 400 or 500 gallons with our hands, me and her.
For a small group, I think that's okay, but not for what's about to go down here, I don't
Right.
think.
This is the fatback frying. We'll use some of the grease from the fatback to fry the collards.
And then where does the fatback go?
They eat it with the sandwich.
Okay, I was worried that the collard sandwich was not going to have any meat on it, and I'm relieved to see that I was wrong.
This is my homemade chow chow.
Oh, that's fabulous looking chow chow.
You want to go around there and make it?
No, ma'am. I want it to be right.
It will be right. All right.
Enjoy it.
Thank you, we will. Thank you. Thank you so much.
What's kind of been left forgotten is how Native people not only used to influence Southern food, but still do. And this collard sandwich is a good example of that. We enjoy this combination together, and we've kind of laid claim to it. And you can't make a sandwich out of stewed collards because there's too much liquid.
Right.
So the way we cook these, it creates this perfect texture, and you also get a real sense of flavor I don't taste when I
Oh,
eat
wow.
stewed collards.
You taste the collard.
Exactly. It wasn't until I went to college in the Northeast that I ever had any other kind of collard. And so I don't know what that says about Southern food. I mean, I was born and raised in North Carolina before I
It
left
says
here.
that we eat what we eat, and we don't trust other people. Or their cooking, at least.
Right.
That is delicious.
Good, I'm glad you like it.
I didn't just come here for a collard sandwich. This is a Native community that's close to my home that I didn't know well. Melinda was kind enough to host me and my kids throughout homecoming and introduce us to not only the food, but Lumbee culture. That is Miss Lumbee. She's the 4-time title holder.
So one of the things that people don't really know about American Indians is that our population has the highest rate of military service per capita than any other American population. It seems so ironic that we would express our patriotism in that way until you think about the fact that it's our land. We're still fighting for land that we want to hold on to, for principles that we fundamentally believe in, like freedom. We value that too. So people are fighting for the United States.
They're fighting for this place.
They're fighting for this place. Thank you. So yeah, this is the epicenter of Lumbee Foodways. What we've got here is catfish, fatback. You got your vegetables, rutabagas, collards, limas, the chicken and pastries on that table. And this is desserts. Lumbee chocolate cake. Really, really thin layers of yellow cake with like a chocolate syrup.
So what would you call Lumbee food then? Because everything that you're describing, those are things that I would call Southern food.
Southern food. So many of the things that we think of as Southern food originated with Native people. Whether it's corn, sweet potatoes, squash. So really, like when I think of Southern food, I think of Lumbee food. Are you ready to go eat?
I'm ready.
Okay, so this is one of the delicacies of the Lumbee Nation. We don't bake cornbread nearly so much as we fry it.
You fry it.
Now, my mother always made turnip greens.
So you think these are turnips?
Oh, those are definitely turnips.
There's the collards.
That's the collards, yeah.
This is one of my favorite greens, which is just a whole head of cabbage, kind of stewed.
Lightly stewed. We don't tend to cook our greens to death.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
These turnip greens, they've got this like bitterness and spiciness that I love.
Well, again, the Lumbee food that I know, we don't like to cook all the flavor out of our greens.
When people interview me about Southern food, they always say, you know, how do you reconcile all the fat and the fried and the meat? And I get like my quills go up. Yeah. Because historically, like Southern food and therefore Native food was all about vegetables and grains and just a little bit of
protein.
meat. Yes.
Right.
I would say that all three of these greens on this plate are distinctly Southern. So there's collards, these turnips that are stewed, and then this cabbage.
Right. Hollywood movies teach us that Native people were nomads, hunting buffalo or things.
And with teepees.
With teepees. Here in this community and in places across the nation, Native people have been farmers for centuries. I mean, since well before Europeans arrived here.
One of the great things we have in the museum is we have a cabin. And everybody, when they go to a Native museum, they expect to see teepees and headdresses and bows and arrows. And this gives us an immediate chance to dispel stereotypes. This stump or this pedestal goes back over 120, 130 years.
So cool. It's a mortar and pestle.
This would have been used to pound out corn, to make cornmeal. This is a dugout canoe. It's about 1,100 years old. It was found in the Lumbee River. They would have known the currents, known how to navigate the river up and down.
My specialty is hydrology, so I study the movement and the quality of water.
Is the Lumbee River special to you?
It is. This river helped shape the identity of my people, of the Lumbee. We came to this place because it offered us shelter. It offered us some place where we could avoid settlers during the colonial period. Ancestors of the Lumbee, many of them came here from places that had already experienced colonization. This was a safe spot. They felt like home, and they made it their home.
Do you have children?
I do. They're enrolled members of the tribe.
They come to homecoming?
They do, yeah. They're here this weekend.
Oh, cool.
Most Americans are taught to believe that Indians are long ago and far away. Yeah. Folks just learned that we don't exist anymore, and when we did exist, we all looked the same. There were dozens and dozens of different tribal communities speaking different languages. I mean, we were as different from one another as the nations of Europe. So this is going to be super fun. Collards and cornbread.
Oh, good.
At my cousin Raymond's house.
Hi, Vivian.
Hey.
Come on in. My wife, Betsy.
Hey.
Nice to meet you.
My sister Barbara.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, Vivian.
We're gonna put you to work.
Okay, good.
We've already put the grease in the pot, and I'll just drop the sausage. And we can actually cut the collards up.
Okay.
And I like to lay them out flat. I always try and take the big leaf to be the last one because it's easier. It'll hold. I just roll.
We like to cut them thin, Vivian.
That's what I noticed at the Hunts. It was spaghetti thin. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work for a collard green.
It's called love.
Yeah.
That's a lot of love.
So now the grease is actually turned brown. It's a darker brown. Do the salt and pepper and add it on top. Just sprinkle a little bit of sugar to help tenderize the collard.
That little pinch of sugar is something that we see in a lot of Southern food. They're so green. You know, they're greener than they were when you put them in. Almost like seaweed.
I've got your fork if you want to try it.
I might accidentally stab a little nugget of sausage.
Okay, that's what you're supposed to.
It's amazing. And the texture, they're crunchy.
Little crunchy
and
still. That's the texture we like.
We've talked some about what's different between like Lumbee food and Southern food. On the surface, it's hard to find much difference, but it's also that hospitality ethic. Without our being hospitable, Europeans never would have survived here. And Africans, of course, suffered mightily in this region, but yet brought their own hospitality. And so sometimes I like to tell people that it's not about which kind of food it is, it's about how we do it together.
The Lumbee way felt familiar, like going to homecoming at my mom's church, but it did remind me that there's definitely more than one way to be American, or to be Southern for that matter. And there's certainly more than one way to cook greens. You want some collards for breakfast?
Always.
Von Diaz is a friend of mine I met at a writer's retreat. She was working on her first book, Coconuts and Collards. And its title made my ears perk up because, to be honest, coconut is not an ingredient I think about when I think of collards. But as I said, there's more than one way to cook a collard. And Vaughn is about to show me her Puerto Rican Southern mashup. Then we're gonna go see where she grew up. All right, so how do we do this?
Typically what I do, I'll trim them like this. And then I like to like roll them in a slice right down the middle. And something like that usually works really well.
You grew up in the Atlanta area?
I grew up in the fabulous suburbs outside of Atlanta.
Did you grow up eating collards?
I grew up in a very Puerto Rican family, and my mom cooked what I would say is like American food and Puerto Rican food. Rice and beans, meat that had been marinated in adobo. All of my childhood, I would encounter collards and be like, I don't know about that. You know, because like the smell of collards hit you as soon as you walk in the room.
Yes.
You're like, oh, they're making collards. Yeah. And I don't like my collards super smushy because I want to feel like there's a vegetable or something I'm chewing on.
All right, so what do we do now? We've got collards.
We got our scallions. Cut a tablespoon of butter.
Okay.
We're gonna do 1 more tablespoon of coconut oil.
I love coconut oil.
It's incredibly versatile. I think people shy away from it because they think it's gonna make their food taste like coconut, but it doesn't necessarily. Right, so now we can go ahead and put these scallions in. Huepa.
So they're gonna sweat and saute. All right, you want your collards?
Yeah, I'm ready for you. Go ahead. Yeah, so they'll saute around for a second. I like to let them get super bright green. It helps them preserve a little bit of that texture.
And I think you're absolutely right that coating them in that little bit of fat maintains their integrity.
Yeah, I think
kind of like
so.
toasting rice before risotto.
Now we're gonna add just a whole can of coconut milk. Awesome, just put them right in there. Coconut is just all throughout Puerto Rican cuisine, and collards just feel like they epitomize the South. Collards just didn't excite me as a child, but I grew to love them in the same way that I grew to love the South and grew to claim it and feel just as home there as I felt in Puerto Rico when I would go back and forth. So it just felt right.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. So now we'll add our soy sauce. We can start with about a tablespoon. The combination of this umami soy with really creamy coconut milk kind of fools you that it's vegetarian.
Very good. I want a bowl. Nice work.
Thank you.
So here's what you'll do. I'm from North Carolina, and my green is collards.
So you want to look here?
That's it.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Rewind.
It start.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Malika. I'm from India. I'm a Hindu.
and I love this green.
I'm from Burma. My green is Charlotte.
I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. My favorite green is collard greens. I like to eat it because I'm from the South.
I'm from Myanmar. This is my green day, Mary Gai Choi.
I'm from Afghanistan, and my favorite green is spinach.
I'm from Nigeria, and my favorite green is cabbage.
My favorite green is spinach.
Oh, I'm from Vietnam, and this is my green sweet potato leaf. I'm from Bangladesh, and my favorite leaf is this. It's called bonyato leaf.
I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia, and my favorite leafy green is spinach.
The green, that makes it look like leaves. I like it. I like it.
My grandmother used to make turnip greens, and like when things banging, they just good. So
It's good, and I love too much it.
Now I'm headed with Vaughn to DeKalb County, outside Atlanta.
Okay, how do I look?
You look great.
You look great.
I had to get a bag.
Yeah. Ooh, that bag is cute.
So this is it, huh?
It sure is. And I love that it's called your DeKalb Farmers Market. Belongs to you. Because I've moved so much in my life, I don't have a lot of places that feel like home. Oh my God, welcome to one of my favorite places on the planet.
Oh my Lord.
I know.
Oh wow.
Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. I have sensory overload right now.
I bet. So many greens from
So
all
much
over the
everything.
place, right? So at Thanksgiving, they'll put literally just like Prairie Flats, this high of collards, just pallets and pallets and pallets and pallets, and they'll bring them out and in like 5 minutes flat, just gone.
You know, the interesting thing about the way they're selling these, so Vaughn, this would make a perfect pot of collards because the outside leaves are tougher and more bitter, and then the inner leaves are sweeter. But farmers don't like to harvest it like this because they can just pick leaves off of the exterior and
as
the
opposed
collard
to, like-
plant can keep growing and they can continue to sell it. These are from California. Clearly they don't know how to harvest collards.
So where do you want to go next?
Let's
Random
go further
stuff?
down the green aisle.
Okay. So here are all the Asian greens.
Callaloo.
Which is something we eat a lot in the Caribbean, particularly in Jamaica, but baby bok choys that are my obsession, because you can just throw them completely into
like
a soup or
one,
something.
And it's so pretty on a plate, too.
Chive flowers, which I remember I bought once just because they were so cool looking.
Oh, that is like very oniony. Ben and I got married in China and fell in love with gailan broccoli. The leaves are like miniature collard leaves.
Yeah, they're so good.
Pennyworth. Skip that one.
This I've never seen before. Apparently some kind of
Try
spinach.
that. Almost like purslane. That's so interesting.
Ooh, that tastes good.
Yeah, they're gonna charge me for all these greens I'm eating.
Hi, can we ask you some questions?
Yeah.
What's your favorite green that's up here?
So this one look like a color green. Cut it one. Onion, garlic, hot pepper.
Ooh, delicious.
You're making me hungry. Where are you from?
I'm from in Ethiopia.
Ethiopia?
Yeah.
How long have you been here?
26 years.
Wow, a long time. You live in Clarkston?
Clarkston.
Amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. And there's the hot bar.
Let's go. Check out their collars. Whoa.
Oh, that looks good.
That looks really good. I'm gonna try some goat stew.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
Right? Going in?
Yeah. I mean, I have bok choy, I have lentil, I have dal here, I have eggplant parmesan. I mean, I don't know that I've ever been anywhere that had more cultures and countries represented in food than this place. I read this article about Clarkston, Georgia being like the Ellis Island of the South.
Clarkston's actually a pretty sleepy little town, and you'd never imagine that there are so many different people. It's been a refugee resettlement area for a really long time for a lot of different communities. And obviously they feel safe and they have places like this where they can come and find all the things that remind them of home.
Clarkston, Georgia has been dubbed the most diverse square mile in America, and for good reason. Roughly 1/3 of the population arrived here as part of a national refugee resettlement program, and they brought their cultures with them. Opportunities to grow familiar foods can offer a sense of comfort when your entire life has been uprooted and replanted in a new place. Hey there.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Robin.
Vivian.
I'm Harriet.
Harriet?
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
It's so beautiful out here.
It is, it is. The women are out here harvesting for their Saturday farmers market. Global Growers Network is a network of farm and garden sites and a network of growers who are primarily international farmers who have come to this country as legal refugees or as legal immigrants. And so we partner with farmers like Harriet, who come to this country with a lot of expertise in agriculture and create spaces like this one for them to continue their identities as farmers.
And where are you from?
I'm from Burundi.
Burundi.
Yes.
Burundi, where Ms. Hallia's from, is one of Africa's smallest countries. Its social and political unrest over the past couple of decades forced people to flee in search of a less turbulent life. Can I help you? Is there a route?
Down. If you're looking big one.
Oh, yeah. Aha.
Take it off and then take it home for eat. You'll be taking off of this. See?
Oh, wow. You just peel it off.
1 ear or 2 ear is big one.
A whole year?
Yes.
Wow, but you can pull the greens off the whole time.
Yeah. You be come tomorrow my house?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Are you gonna cook them?
Yes.
Yeah,
I show you for my house.
Ah, what do we got? What's it called?
Mandazi.
Mandazi.
Donut.
This is something you eat for breakfast?
Yeah, breakfast, yeah.
And it's made with wheat flour or cassava flour or?
No, wheat.
Wheat.
Good. Very nice.
And Jack, you are a translator, right?
Yeah,
And
true.
where are you from?
I'm from Congo.
And your first language is?
My first language is Swahili, then French, Kinyarwanda, then comes English.
My first and only language is English. We're feeling very inadequate.
Because we consider this garden now as ours. So we take it as we used to care for our own gardens back home.
Natoa haya majani kama hivi.
When I want to cook, I remove the leaves.
So you cook that. It's tender.
Tia kwenye nani nikatwanga.
So I have first to pound them.
Are we gonna do that tomorrow?
Yes.
What are you gonna make?
Yeah, nitawaonyesha tutaiona jinsi.
I will show you. You will like it.
Okay, good. I know. I'm excited. Thank you. Refugees of all ages end up in Clarkston, and these community gardens have sprouted to help families grow the foods they miss the most. Jolly Avenue Garden is another such oasis. I'm here to meet a group of teenagers who, as part of an after-school program, tend these gardens. I'm Vivian.
I'm Tumay.
Tumay?
I'm May.
May?
Sally.
Sally, okay. Nice to meet you.
I'm Johnny.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you all. Okay, tell me, where are you from?
Myanmar.
Myanmar.
I'm from Thailand.
I'm from Burma.
I'm from Thailand refugee camp.
Can we go pick some stuff?
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna cook. Y'all are gonna cook something for me, right?
Yeah.
Usually I have to do that, and I'm just so grateful I don't today. This is beautiful.
This is the garden where we have to pick up the roselle.
This is so fascinating. And they've planted their whole plot with roselle.
We're gonna pick up the roselle leaves.
So you're just clipping the tops off?
Yeah.
So you've planted all roselle in here. Why only that?
Because in wintertime, roselle, they cannot grow. So we are saving for the winter time so that we can eat it.
It must be really important in your kitchen.
It's like a soup, the main soup side dish that we eat.
Can you buy it in a store?
It's really rare. Like, it's more fun to make your own garden.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's fun.
So we're going to see the peppers now?
Yeah, so we're going to see the pepper food.
To May, look at all these chilies.
The more darker the color is, it's gonna be so spicy.
How many chilies are we putting in this? I'm gonna need a level 1 dish. What do you call this that we're making?
We call chimpongjo in our language. The ingredient is the bamboo shoots, the chili, and the roselle. This is the bamboo shoots.
Oh my word, that's so, it's like a brain. You've got pretty good knife skills, Johnny.
Thank you.
So what year are you in high school?
I'm senior.
You're a senior. What are you interested in studying?
Nursing.
Nursing. And what do you want to be?
I want to be a teacher.
What about you, Johnny?
I want to be electrical engineering or mechanical engineering.
I wish so much that I were better at math, but I still count on my fingers. So you're putting oil in?
Yeah, I put in oil. This is turmeric.
Turmeric. Smells good.
Now I can put the garlic.
So that's the garlic going in? Those are the bamboo shoots?
Yeah, this is the bamboo shoots.
Okay, so those are little tiny dried shrimp?
Yeah,
We're good. I can feel the chilies in the air. Excuse me, sorry. What is this?
It's MSG.
It's MSG. It's gonna make it taste good. So do the greens always get that soft?
Yeah.
It's like the greens and the onion and the garlic all has become one thing, and the bamboo shoots are kind of separate. It's like they're almost like a sauce on there. You gotta taste it for seasoning, right?
Yeah.
It's so tough. Yeah.
It's not bad. Y'all, your faces were not, it is kind of spicy. I think it's better than y'all are letting on. I love the texture of the bamboo shoot, how it's like a little bit crunchy.
Okay, now I think it's ready. We can eat.
Okay, let's eat. Let's take it outside.
Yes, let's take it outside.
This is pretty. So what do you think?
It's spicy.
Sorry that there's I don't...
It does not matter. Look, you know about these competition cooking shows on TV? So I've been asked to be on stuff like that before, and I have always said no, because cooking on TV under pressure is very hard to do, and I don't think my food would be very good. So you did great.
Yeah, it tastes good.
I think it tastes good, but I taste like the tartness, the sourness of the greens. I kind of like that. So you're all in high school.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it sounds like you all have plans to be either a teacher, a nurse, or an engineer. Where do you want to do that?
If it's possible, I'm going to go back to my country and work for my people. Yeah,
Really?
This is my plans.
And what about you?
When I get education here, I want to teach English in my country. But at the same time, I grew up here, so I want to teach here too. So
This is kind of your home too. This
Yes.
is your home. Y'all are really amazing young people. And thank you for having me here.
thank you for coming.
What I see is that when you're forced to leave the home you know to forge a home somewhere else, you do what you can to make the new place feel familiar. In a lot of cases, that means you grow food to feed your homesick soul. For some people, that's roselle. For others, it's cassava. You like it this way?
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good.
Everything looks beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to you cooking.
Yes. Yes.
You're the only one who has these peanuts that I've seen.
Best deal in town.
I've never eaten cassava greens and have no idea how something that looks to me like a leaf from a tree cooks down into what I would call a pot of greens. So it's garlic and green pepper.
Whole garlic cloves. Some roughly chopped green bell pepper.
Yes.
And green onion.
Green onion, yes.
It's ready.
It's getting close.
Yeah, it's close because it's ready. Finish.
May I touch it?
Yes.
So you're looking for like a paste.
Let me cook this.
Yeah.
Cook this.
So that's just water?
Yeah,
How long does that cook?
maybe 40 minutes.
40 minutes?
You put this.
Oh, okay, yes. And here? This is seasoning. This smells like beef bouillon. Do you cook like this every Sunday?
Every Sunday I cook and put in the fridge.
We're gonna have a feast.
What is a feast?
A lot of different food.
Yeah.
And then a nap.
Oh, sleep?
Yeah. Ah, can you tell me what this is?
It's the African oil.
And does it have like lots of flavor?
I mix for me because it have a nice color.
Ooh, yes, beautiful color. Is this you?
It's my mom.
How old is your mom? There.
101.
She lived to be 100? How many children did she have?
9.
9. Is any of your brothers or sisters in the...
America? No, it's me and the husband and the kids.
And the grandbaby?
Number 6.
You have 6 grandbabies?
Here, America, yeah.
Look at that color. So wild. So that's peanut?
Yeah, it's peanuts.
Okay. What are the peanuts for?
Need for soup for here.
Okay. And the soup is for the
yeah,
cassava?
I put together this.
Okay.
Now we finish, I need to put onion, green pepper, and the tomato. Peanuts.
Okay, come in with the peanuts. I'm so confused. You're blowing my mind right now. Why didn't you put it all just straight in here?
No, because this is hot. Peanuts go like this.
Right, okay, I see. The peanuts are gonna thicken the broth, but if you put it in there together, they would clump together.
Yes.
All right, I'm understanding. Oh, yeah. This is a lot of work for this. This is for the fufu?
Yes.
Okay, I'm excited. I've always heard about this, but I've never seen it or had it. So this is the cassava root that's dried and ground. Sometimes we call it tapioca flour. It feels kind of like cornstarch. So is fufu for breakfast, lunch, dinner, all?
All day.
All day. Having to work hard to get in there.
Yeah.
That's the fufu.
Yes.
It has a lot of structural integrity. I'm amazed. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Hollywood.
What's cheers in
Kirundi? What do you say?
It's the same.
Cheers.
It's the same. Okay. Take like this. You cut it.
Okay.
And then you put in the soup, cassava, and then you eat.
That's good. I'm so in love with these cassava greens.
Okay.
They have so much flavor.
Yeah.
And seeing you pound it is a lot of work. This is an amazing experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
My friend Farhan grew up in the burbs of Atlanta, not too far from Clarkston. He's a dentist during the week and a chef on the weekends. Yep, Farhan's busy, but I was able to get him to take me to one of his favorite restaurants in the area. Hello.
Hey, what's up? Good seeing you again. How have you been?
I'm good, I'm hungry. I have never actually had any Ethiopian food, and I feel like a loser because of it. But you can guide me.
Oh, 100%. We used to come here once a week. This was like our favorite spot in college. Hey man, how's it going? Thank you. We're gonna do the tibs. Can we get the lamb, the chicken, and the filet mignon? And then for the starch, we gotta do the injera. Of course. And then for the sides, we gotta do the gomen.
The gomen, of course.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
And everything on a big plate is fine, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's the way to do it. The tibs are really cool because it's almost like a little stir fry. First time I had it, it reminded me of this dish my mom makes growing up called garai. It's typically stir fried, spicy onions and peppers mixed all together. The flavors and the spices they use in the tibs is very similar. So as soon as I had it for the first time, like it just took me back home.
Like I didn't know there were so many similarities.
Well, yeah, because Ethiopia is on the east coast of Africa. And so it's neat because of the spice trade. A lot of the spices that came over from India always hit that area first. And so they kind of adopted the same sort of spices and stuff that are used in a lot of Western Indian food. because the spices are so similar, it tastes just like home. And same with the gomen. You know.
What is the gomen?
So the gomen is like an Ethiopian-style stewed down collard green.
Okay, wow.
So it's very southern, right?
Yeah.
It was just fitting because we're in Georgia.
But you grew up pretty close to here, no?
Yeah, so like we kind of grew up all around Georgia, but I was in middle school, 6th grade, and my dad's like, hey, we're moving. So he bought an Indian restaurant inside of a motel in Rome, Georgia. For the first month, we didn't have anywhere to live, so we lived in the hotel. So my parents on one double bed, me and my sister into the other. Like for a month, we stayed in a motel room. That's one of the points I realized how much work it takes to get there. Restaurant industry is really hard. For me, I didn't want that same thing for my family. The decision to go to dental school and be a dentist was something that I thought about hard. I'll still have a couple days a week to pursue the food interest. But for me, I really do feel like food is my calling. I always loved playing with people's perspectives.
Right. Oh my.
Oh, yes.
We need another table.
You have the chicken tips with awazi over here, and then right here you have the lamb tips, and then over here is the filet tips, and then you have the gomen.
So these are collard greens cooked Ethiopian style.
Mm-hmm.
Are they collards because we're in Georgia, or like if we were in Ethiopia, would they still be the same?
Still the same thing.
Really?
Collard greens, yeah.
That's cool.
And then you got some injera over here. Typically, you eat Ethiopian food with your hands, so you're gonna use the injera, or if you like some silverware, I can bring that as well.
No.
No, we're gonna do it
I'm not going down that road.
OG style. Okay.
OG style,
Cool.
exactly.
I guess I'm trying to make a wrap. Okay.
I'm excited to try those collards.
They're like delicious, but
They
also
cook perfectly.
cooked down the way that my grandmother would have, I guess. Not to state the obvious, but a lot of our ingredients that we consider traditionally Southern come from Africa. I mean, my mind's like kind of blown right here. I'm having a dork moment. So it's interesting to me that although greens are something that can be cooked really quickly, we have this tendency or desire to cook them for a long time. Y'all make sag.
Yeah, so sag is like, it can be almost any green, right? So typically it's spinach, and it's just sort of like a same idea where it's garlic, ginger, coriander, cumin, a little bit of turmeric, and just kind of cook it down low and slow.
The thing that I've noticed with greens, we generally have some kind of bread to sop it and
deliver the
it.
goodies. Yeah. I think that's been the, the really interesting part about growing up in this area is getting to see the diversity, but then also you kind of get to see the familiarity, right? Because like the greens are just like Southern greens.
That's like home.
It's like home. This for me is like home. We both get a sense of home and community, eating food that's not necessarily of our community. And I think that's really what I love and really what opened my mind up to exploring these different avenues in food.
Yeah, there's all these common threads here. It's wild to think about how people all over the world cook and consume greens in kind of the same way. In the case of sag from India, Ethiopian gomen, cassava from Burundi, and Southern-style collards, we all choose to stew them low, slow, and for a long, long time. Then we all have something starchy at the ready to sop up that slow stewed goodness. I have to wonder if these common threads evolved independently of one another or if they're the result of food traditions that travel around the globe and take on a new life based on the place they land. There are a lot of cities in the American South that demonstrate this idea. Clarkston, Georgia is certainly one. Cary, North Carolina is another. Rakesh and Archana Anand used to dine at my restaurant all the time. Rakesh is a passionate cook who for years has promised to show me how to make a few of the things we've eaten at dinner parties in their home. How are you?
Good morning.
Good to see you.
How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. How are you? I'm good.
Good. Hey, I'm Vivian.
Manisha, I'm the owner.
Thank you for letting us do this.
Yes, we're all excited. I love to brag about Indian food.
Awesome. I love Indian food, and but it's so complex.
And that's what we were talking about. The different states have different kinds of cuisine.
So we have like 14 states in India. Each is like a different country, different language, different dialect, different food. What they probably eat in their state, we don't eat in my state.
And what's your state?
Our state is Punjab.
Okay, and
yours is Gujarat.
Gujarat.
Okay, I was reading about that, and that's not how I would have pronounced it, so.
Let's go shopping.
Okay.
Let's get some stuff.
What are we making today?
Saag paneer.
So
Very-
saag means what?
Spinach.
Spinach. So is that the green that you eat?
Green, yeah. And it's not only just spinach, it's like 3 different kinds of greens.
Paneer is...
Paneer is cheese.
So much stuff I know nothing about.
And now we're going to use the fresh ginger in the saag paneer recipe.
We need some garlic.
Garlic, tomatoes, jalapenos. I think I'm going to pick up this mustard. I've been using the can. So we're going to give that a try today.
Trying new stuff on me. I'm seeing all kinds of things that I need.
Yes.
What is this?
Methi, which is fenugreek.
Oh, fenugreek.
Very good digestive thing.
So what is this?
Patra leaves.
It's like elephant ear.
Yeah, exactly. We'll put chickpeas flour spice on it, roll it up, and steam it.
What is this?
Poi leaves, that's South Indian. Well, this is a good aisle. Spiced masalas.
This is the one when I do spinach and the greens in the pressure cooker. I'll put that in there to kind of blend the flavors, yes.
So here's the paneer.
It's like tofu. It has really no flavor on its own.
Okay.
But it takes on the flavor of whatever dish you're making with it.
So you've gone through the entire store in different aisles, and nothing here sold at Harris Teeter.
No. That's amazing. Cary, North Carolina used to be the poster child for cookie-cutter suburbia, but in the last decade, it's evolved into the most culturally diverse community in North Carolina. In fact, the Indian population alone has quadrupled since the year 2000, growing from 7,000 people to 28,000 people. People all over the state know, you want good Indian food? Go to Cary. The Anands moved here to be part of a larger Indian community.
Hello. Hey. Oh, hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
So we're making saag paneer. The saag typically means a combination of greens.
Right.
So we have the spinach. We have the mustard. This one actually has a combination of spices in there too. And here's the rupini. So this is a rupini. And have you used rupini before?
Oh, I love it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
People also call it broccoli rabe.
Right, exactly.
Y'all both grew up in Kenya?
Yes.
And how did you get there?
We can start with Rakesh's family, since they came in the early 1900s. Well,
1880.
1880.
Is when my granddad emigrated from India as a 7-year-old to work as a servant.
Historical background, India and Kenya, or East African countries, were all part of the British colony.
And the British were always looking for labor.
So I've put the spinach, the rupini, and the frozen mustard greens.
Do you put some salt in there?
Yeah, just a little bit of salt, please. And this much I usually do about 10 minutes.
While that's going, I'm going to put the Indian Holy Trinity together.
Onions,
Onions,
garlic, and
garlic, ginger. This is the sauce that's going to go into that. Then it's going to cook for 3 hours or so.
So we're talking about killing the green vegetable?
Seriously? I'm glad to know that we're not the only ones who cook greens to death.
Yeah.
Then how did you meet?
We were always told love comes after. First you commit, and then love grows. I was like, okay, Mom.
Sure. You get married, then you have kids, and then you fall in love.
Rakesh and I were introduced.
A few days, and then one evening I asked her out.
And he was just...
No.
No, we're kidding, exactly. Needless to say, one date, and guess who proposed?
One date?
One
yes. And guess who said yes?
No. I've already got ginger ready. This is about a cup.
That's a lot.
It is. It's a heck of a lot. So we're just going to let that cook a little bit. It's all nicely caramelized. Can you see that?
That looks great.
Yeah. And here now is coriander powder. Your choice. For the wusses, paprika. For the adventurous, Kashmiri chili powder. Pureed tomatoes. That's the Indian cheese.
Greens cooked to death is a very distinct smell.
Smell, right? All right, so we're gonna put it in the food processor. We're killing the greens. Another step, right?
It's literally like a paste.
Yeah. How are our spices doing? Because I think they're ready to go in here. So there we go. And we're gonna let it cook now for 3 to 4 hours. The The sag's been cooking for, 3 to 4 hours, and we're gonna go ahead and put the paneer in. That'll take on the flavors of the sag while it's marinating, and I'm gonna let it still cook for another few hours.
This ends up being a very rich
And a tedious
yeah,
process.
like all day.
Yes.
Well, let's eat it.
Let's do it.
Is it good?
It's good.
Just letting it cook and letting all the spices just
Yeah, it's
blend,
been really
right?
mellow. I've never paid so much attention to it. Thank y'all so much. Cheers. This has been just the most fun.
Hey,
Hey, Mom.
I'm here to pick up my greens. Has Warren been yet?
No, we're waiting on him.
Okay.
If it's all right, can I wash your greens and cook them?
That'd be wonderful.
Okay. Oh, look, Miss Lily's here.
Woo!
There you go, there you go,
Gosh,
there you go.
Let me ask you this. What's your favorite type of green?
I collard.
You like the collards.
I like the collard.
And you cook them with what?
Smoked meat. I eat ham hock smoked.
I've got a ham. I'm doing it right.
Okay. See ya.
It's very nice to see you. Love you.
Smells good.
So how's that look to you, Warren?
It looks wonderful.
Life is like a big pot of slow stewed greens. It melds and evolves over time. Its texture changes, but its character and flavor are defined by what's in the pot. I want good stuff in my pot. Do you want a little bit?
Just a little bit. Thank you.
Just delicious.
It's good?
Greens are very good.
Thank you.